Hey, what's up? What it do, man? I was looking through some footage from some past podcasts and some other things that I did, and I saw this thing that I did about the Detroit Hustle and Flow Book Fair. And just because I put it together, I'm gonna drop it. And I don't know how many people that subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody subscribe to the channel. I don't know how many of y'all know that I'm actually an author and a film producer as well. I got about 13 books out with the name Eyone Williams on it all together. I done published about 40 some books. As a ghostwriter, I done forgot how many books I contributed to. But Hellraiser Honeys 3 is a popular series. A lot of people heard of Lord and Legend. That's one of my most popular books. But just check out this little vlog I did about the Detroit Hustle and Flow Book Fair. You know, for anybody that's in the urban fiction or just black. I don't even really want to say urban fiction no more. I mean, shout out to urban fiction. That's how I got in the writing game. But anybody that's in the black writing, when it comes to them black book fairs, I like to support them. The Harlem Book Fair used to be my favorite. I haven't been there in a few years, so I can't really speak on it. But the last book fair I went to was this Detroit one. Shout out to Michelle Moore. Shout out to Detroit. Free the real. For those that don't know, appreciate everybody following me on YouTube. But for those that don't know, I'm also an author. And I wrote a couple books. Hellraiser Honeys is a series that's kind of popular. And I'm just going to take y'all to Detroit when I was releasing this book. For those that don't know, like I said, Hellraiser Honeys is a series of mine that's popular. Shout out to T Styles and Cartel Publications. Shout out to Michelle Moore. This was the Hustle and Flow Book Expo. Now, for me, I don't know how many of y'all, in the book fairs or certain type of genres of books, but like I said, I'm a self-published author. You see, I threw the books in the trunk, stepped on the gas, hit the highway, and went to Michigan. Now, this book expo kind of took me back because when I first came home from prison, for those who don't know, I started my writing career while in prison. The Harlem Book Fair was probably one of the best book fairs I had been to. Shout out to Quan, shout out to Blacktop, shout out to Eric Gray. But this Detroit book fair, this book expo, Hustle and Flow, it kind of took me back to those days. And, like on my Master P, Hustle and Flow, like grabbing the book straight out the trunk, meeting the people, signing them, introducing myself to new readers. It's nothing like that. Anybody that's creative, whether you're an artist, you're a poet, you're a rapper, anything or any event that gives you a platform to showcase your talent and express your creative self to other people, is always a blessing. Man, it was kind of hot out here, so, got the water out there, meeting nice people, got a lot of patience, endured a little bit of the heat, but I'd do it again any day. You see, I had my special pen out there to sign the book for my special people. I think I sold about 100 some books that day, at least about 110 books. I think I had about 8 cases, 1 and 2, and we sold out of part 3. So if you never read the Eyone Williams book, do me a favor right now and go to EyoneWilliams.com, check out the books that's available, or go to Amazon.com, check out the books that's available. Like I said, Hellraiser Honeys is a popular series. It's a book I wrote about a group of girls out of Washington, D.C. Now, quick history on Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is known for a lot of things from politics to fashion to music. But one thing that we had a problem with some years back, and some people say that this is coming back, was girl gangs. Now, I hate to say gangs because a lot of people here, Washington, D.C., don't attribute gang culture or gang banging to the lifestyle or the culture or the subculture here. However, we do have crews or cliques. Big shout out to Faye Wilkes, man. She been supporting me, since the beginning of this, when my stuff was on pen and paper, man. Shout out to her. Shout out to my man Blacktop, man, one of the realest dudes in the game, man. Go check out all them books. Shout out to Faye. She got this Hellraiser Honeys 3, man. Much love. Girl violence is becoming a problem again, so I was able to relate some of those things that young women, and I mean really young women, like teenagers growing up into their 20s, their early 20s, were going through in Washington, D.C. But the Hellraiser Honeys is a group of girls that's from Montana.
Okay, so what's the progress today? You got PG artists tapping in with?
Oh man, PG Artists, what's up, bro? I mean, you know what it is, man. We at the Hustle and Grind Book Fair, Urban Literary Convention. Shout out to Michelle Moore, Hood Books. But anyway, Eyone Williams, I got Fast Lane, Money Ain't Everything, Never Lay Down. I got the whole Hellraiser Honey series, they going fast. These are the only part ones left. And of course, we know we're on part 3, Hellraiser Honey's 3 in the building. And if you're in Detroit, come holler at me. If you're anywhere else in the world, man, just go get Hellraiser Honeys, man. Shout out to PG Artists. Another thing I wanted to point out about Detroit, man, shout out to Detroit, the Hustle and Flow Book Expo again. Man, they had a number of talented people that came through there. I met about 3 directors. I met a guy that was a cinema photographer. He was a bad man with the camera. This brother right here came all the way from Gary, Indiana. He was real interested in one of my books by the name of Money Ain't Everything. I suggest you check out Money Ain't Everything. It's a book that's based on a true story by a guy by the name of Javier Panama Card. Also on the channel, I have a story about Panama. Now, Panama is a brother that I met while in prison. He's actually from the country of Panama, came over here during the wave of the 1980s drug epidemic, so to speak. Had a life sentence in D.C., had a life sentence in New York. He ended up giving all the time back and was deported back to Panama after spending about 26 years, almost 30 years in prison in the United States. But this guy right here was very interested in that story. In the same way I just gave you the quick version of the book Money Ain't Everything, based on a true story about Panama Javier Card. He ended up buying the book some type of way. He had read about the story in Don Diva. He didn't know that myself and a guy by the name of Seth Ferranti co-wrote the article in the Don Diva. A lot of my street fiction, as I said before, is based on real life events.
You ever thought of any adapting anything for film?
Yeah, I got a jump called Secrets Never Die. It's out. You can ask Secrets Film round also. Matter of fact, you Google Secrets Never Die to pop up on World Star Hip Hop or something. And it was a nice turnout. Another shout out to Michelle Moore. I hate when I go to book events or any type of event and the person is, charging you for the placement or charging you for the venue has not promoted it. If you look at this right here, you see it was well promoted. It was people all over the place. It was a lot of vendors. But if you were a true hustler, a true marksman of your craft, when you see people, you introduce yourself, you introduce your product. Most of the products that are being sold out here are books. I'm going to smile. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to give you my 10-minute, or excuse me, I'm going to give you my 10-second spiel, my elevator pitch, so to speak. Shout out to Quan again. You seen the big dogs was in there. You see the vet outside. If you haven't read a Quan book, and you into urban fiction, Quan is a big dog in the game. Quan was out there hanging out there with us. T Styles. For those that don't know, T Styles is a publisher of mine. One of the first books I put out while in prison, which I already mentioned, is the Hellraiser Honey series. Shout out to Sharice Washington, too. She was out there showing much love. This my man, Eric Gray, right here. Check his books out. I done signed so many books from Hamlet, I don't know what's up with today. I signed 3 books from Hamlet. GWAN? Yup. Appreciate you, Quan.
No doubt, man. I gotta show love.
Look, I gotta come see you, man.
Oh, right across me, right over there.
All right, man. I done held you long enough. I ain't gonna hold you too long. Go get Hellraiser Honeys. 1, 2, 3, man. Shout out to the team.